Jaime back from Inky and Scrappy today, sharing with you again our Let's Start Stamping series, or my Let's Start Stamping series. I'm gonna use the sketch that I used for week 33, which was last week. I think that's where we're at. I think we're on number 34. So if you've been following me along and making a card every week, you should have about 33 of them, depending upon if you are 32, maybe 32, 31. There was a couple we didn't actually finish cards. So anyways, back to where we're at. So I'm going to use this sketch today. I will make sure this one gets loaded onto the little page that has all of my Let's Start Stamping series sketches on. I noticed it wasn't on there yet, and I think I've used it before and I didn't see it on there. Maybe I missed it. You know, it was late. Anyways, I think we're gonna go with this one here. I kind of like the layout of that one. We did this one last week with kind of a modified version of it with the robot and then the wrenches and stuff, not actually having squares or text or anything in that line or the line there. But I think we're gonna go pretty close to this one this week. Technique wise, I think we're gonna throw in a different technique. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how it goes. I have some ideas. I just don't know if it'll look right. So we'll try it and go from there. So for this week, I'm gonna do St. Patrick's Day. It's, obviously the day after Valentine's Day if you're watching this one on Saturday, February 15th. If not, well, I'm good with green or good luck in general. So I'm going to bring in my Lucky Charm from Lawn Fawn and then the Doodlebug 6x6 Lots of Luck paper pack. I think I want to focus on the 4-leaf clovers on this one, but I might change my mind. I told you, if you've been here a while, So let me clean up my desk a little bit, switch the battery on the camera because it's going dead, and I'll be right back. Can I just say, wow, those were a lot of really loud pattern papers. I'm not in a loud mood today. I want peace and quiet today. I mean, not in real life, but in general. All right, so I'm gonna cheat this one and kind of do some scoring. So my original one is, of course, my card base here is like 5.5 by 4.25. It is typical etude. And then I brought this one into like 5.25 by 4 inches. I think I'm gonna squeeze it up just a little bit because I kind of want to do this tear look to this one. So I'm gonna go 4.25 on my first tear. Keep in mind, it's not going to be the same size, okay? So I'm going to go this way just to give me kind of that, I want a tear line, but I kind of want to keep it straight, at least this time around. I don't usually do it that way. And then for this one, I'm just going to kind of do just a 1/4 inch off of that side. So I could probably, well, I can't do it 4. So let's go 3 3/4 here. And I'm kind of doing a semi-tear. If I had a decal edge trimmer, I would probably go decal edge because I think that would be kind of pretty. So this one ended up being about 3 3/4, which means it's about a 1/2 inch off of my original. So my 5 would go down to about a 5 inch. And ta-da! I have my first base. I think we're going monochromatic today. We'll see. I haven't really decided yet. If you've been here before, you know how I go. I don't really know where I'm going, let's be honest. All right, and then I'm gonna bring in the Bristol Smooth Cardstock for, oh, Jaime drew on this one. Well, I mean, I didn't say I drew well. I just drew on that one. I lost my other like pre-cut one. Yeah, don't ask. It's been a week. All right, so that's what happens when I decide that I'm going to clean. This one, we have options here. I'm going to go with about a 2 inch because my images are fairly small. So I'm going to go with a 2 inch. What do I want to do on this one? 2 by We could go 3, and I can adjust my sizes down from there. And then let's do kind of a 1-inch. I kind of want to do like a 1-inch square off of that one. I also want to bring in a non-pattern paper, I think, for a mat. But I definitely wouldn't need a mat on this one. We'll see. Because I'm thinking this one can get ripped and kind of hang down there. But I thought it would be kind of cool to do a mat and then put this one underneath the mat. That was kind of my thought process on that one. I guess if I'm looking at this one, that's kind of where I was going with it, putting a shamrock down here. I just haven't decided. We could definitely just do a sentiment on there and make it work. I need to pull out another sheet of paper which technically I can probably go with this one if I want to go the monochromatic route, or I could add some color. I kind of like this one. It's got the horseshoe in there that would definitely kind of, but it's loud. When else are you going to use it, dear? You probably aren't, because it's loud. Okay, well, I could still go monochromatic with the little one. That'd be kind of cute. So let's go with 1 inch on this one, just because my other piece is at 2 inches. If I had made it bigger, maybe I'd have gone with a 2.5 inch. I'm going to leave this one whole, and then I will snip off whatever's the overhang after I am done. So this one, I have this one that's going to come down. We could actually make a mat out of, let's see if I have, let's wait with the mat and I'll see what sentiments or what kind of color I'm thinking we're going to go with. So let's pull that one in and that one in and this one in. Alrighty, so my lucky charm. Alright, so this one I was thinking that we can do the little shamrock on there. Now, if you have a stamp platform, go ahead and use your stamp platform. I am just going to use a stamping block just because I'm lazy. That's like huge need. So the best, if you're using blocks and not using a stamp platform, it is preferred to use a block that is around the same size as your image. It gives you a better even pressure, and then putting that image kind of in the center of the block will also help with not rocking and those types of things. So if you know it's something you struggle with, that's definitely something to try. Now for ink colors. Lucky Clover is not going to be the right color. Maybe it will be. I'm thinking Twisted Citron would be a good one, and maybe, we'll see. If I hate it, I can flip it over. Okay, I think it's going to be too dark though for my green colors, but we'll see. I was thinking Mowed Lawn would probably be the right one. I'm using the Distress inks that I have, and so yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to try this one and we'll see if it works out. It's kind of a so I'm just going to spritz it lightly with water. I got my sheet of paper as well, so we'll see how this works. But I'm just going to kind of press it down with that water in it. It's kind of going to give it a water, kind of like a water, I don't know, a watercolor effect without having to do the watercolor. This one is a really cool effect to do on like fall leaves, green leaves, those types of things. And you could add more water if you wanted to get it a little bit runnier. That's kind of where I was going with this one. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't like that color with my Lucky Charm one. This is also doable if you're going to try this one. I would definitely, hearts would be really cute, which I was thinking about, but then I didn't get it done before Valentine's Day, so yeah. Solid hearts would be cute with that one. I'm just going to dry it so I can use the backside. those types of things. I'm gonna end up using Distress Oxide inks for this one, just because I don't think I have a different reactive one that's going to match color wise. Let's see here. That's not the right shade either. Okay, let's go with, I want Mowed Lawn, but do you think I can find Mowed Lawn? No. Where's Mowed Lawn? It should be right there. That's a good question. Where? Oh, where? Oh, where? Oh, you know, okay, so they're sitting in my shelf like this, right? Yeah, that's why I can't find it. Go figure. All right, so this one is the same premise. You're gonna kind of do your inking up. Make sure your ink is good and covered. You can either spritz the paper or the stamp, whichever one you decide. Let's spritz the paper this time instead of the stamp and see if we get more watercolory look. So this is going to react as soon as it hits the paper this time, and it's going to start pulling out. You still get that shamrock look, but it's definitely not the same shamrock look, right? So this is a fun technique to do for backgrounds. It kind of gives you that watered, you know, that watercolor look. It's going to move a little bit more as it dries, so keep that in mind. I'm using Bristol smooth paper with this. You could definitely go with watercolor paper. You're going to get a little bit more movement, probably, maybe, possibly with watercolor paper. I can't promise you one way or the other. It depends on your watercolor paper. Other than that, that's, you know, about I think my stem kind of got lost on that one. Anyways, let's figure out what we're doing on this one. I was kind of thinking, well, we have the little one there, right? We could definitely go with the big one. Maybe we should go with the big one on this one, and then do maybe the kitty, and I can hand cut it out. I guess I could do that, or kind of make pattern paper. I don't know. Indecision is key. So indecisive today, I tell you. Okay, we're gonna do it this way, and if I hate it, well, there's that. Okay, where are all of my littler ones? Probably in use with other stamps on them. You don't say. Yeah, okay. So this time I'm going to go dry first, and then we're going to add water after the fact. Why? Just because I want to show you some different techniques. So when I do pattern stamping on paper, or, you know, creating backgrounds, I don't want them all to be flush. I kind of want to have a little bit of room in there. I don't want it to be, I don't know, I want it to be consistent, but not really. I want it to be sporadic. Like pattern, but not really pattern. I don't know. So usually I start with 3, and then I'm just going to kind of come in, twist my block around so I don't get the same. I'm using the same image. Did I leave enough space between for all of them? Probably not, but we're going to make it work anyways. And up on top, we might have some overlap here, which is fine. Alright, so once I have my pattern on there, or my ink on there, and because it is distressed, it is going to react, and it's going to react fairly well, fairly good. You can move it around a little bit if you want to. You don't have to. You can just let it sit, dry. You can sop it up and try it again, all those things, and it's going to curl because it's wet. So I'm just going to let that sit and work on my little image. So since I decided to do a cat, I'm gonna do the cat. Okay, so I might have bought this set just for the cat, because the cat is a little Siamese looking cat, and I used to always think Siamese cats were not nice cats, because, you know, if you've watched Lady and the Tramp, the Siamese cats in there are not nice kitties, and, you know, we are Siamese if you please. We are Siamese if you don't please. Anyways, Yep, there you go. You got my singing voice today. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring in Fawn's Fundamental Premium Ink Pad in Jet Black. It's a new stamp. I don't condition them, so I'm hoping for the best here. Ta-da! So, stamping it on your stamp pad a couple of times, making sure that you have, ooh, we've got green everywhere. Anyways, my love of little Siamese cats came when one of our mama farm cats, which is like she's a tiger, she's like a, you know, Heinz 57, right? But she's a tiger looking cat, and she ended up having a batch of 3 little, they were mixed, right? So they look like Siamese, kind of, sort of. So they have the coloring, but then they also have like light gray stripes here and there. They're so pretty. We have a little baby at the moment. We have 3 that are older, and now we have 1 that's a baby yet. And the baby's cute, and it's a girl. I'm excited because that means I get more baby kitties that are white, Siamese looking ones. All right, let's bring in, I kind of want a gray. My distress ink options are kind of not the greatest today. This is what happens when you don't own the whole set. I'm telling you. Jaime, do you need the whole set? No. Do you want the whole set? Always. All right. Yeah, you know, just me. Okay. All right. Let's go with Frayed Burlap is kind of a brownish gray, and I think that'll work for my little kitty on this one. And I could probably use a little bit of pink, a little bit of Spun Sugar, and gold. I think I'm going to bring in just the Stella. Oh, it needs some water. The Stella gold brush for the little emblem there. Do I want to do anything else color-wise? I might do Not Lucky Clover. Oh, again, I'm limited on my ink choices, huh? I don't have Twisted Citron and Distress ink either. Alrighty. I guess we're gonna go in with an Oxide, I guess. I could pull out my Distress re-inkers. Those I probably have the colors that I need. Alright. Let's find my brush. Okay, so I brought in the Frayed Burlap, but I also brought in the black soot because I can water the black soot down quite extensively and make it work for anything that might need to be a little bit darker. And I'm cheating today and just using my spritzer bottle of water to clean my brush out because I'm lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I just kind of want to go hit this one here. Maybe add a little bit here. We'll make this one look like, my son calls the poor cat tidy whities. Looks like a white cat. Well, it looks like a white cat that's not very white anymore. I don't know. He's, you know, a teenage boy. That's all I'm going to say. It's really, I think it's toasty. I think that one's toasty marshmallows and stormy sky or storm cloud. I don't know. Anyways, I don't like my coloring. And then of course their little toes are always like really dark. At least mine are. But the new one, I need marshmallow when Mama first brought her into the barn, because she was a round little poly white thing, and now she's like a skinny little white thing, because, you know, they move around a lot. She's still adorable, but she's more of a spark plug, because you like touch her and she's like up and gone, and it's kind of funny. So I kind of renamed her Spark Plug, even though I don't let anyone else rename the cats once I name them. I know. You can tell me I'm naughty. It's all good. Anyways, that's, you know, my current cat situation at the farm. I'm trying to think what the third white big one's cat name is. I mean, we had Stormy Sky, Toasted Marshmallow, because it kind of had a toasty look to it when it was little. What was the other one? I mean, it's not Whitey Tighties. That's what my child calls it, because he knows it makes me mad. I don't know. I got nothing. I can't remember. I'll remember it after the video's done, and I'll be like, durr. Because that's, you know, how my brain works. Anyways, I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of gray onto the little toe beans, just for a little bit of color variation. And then I am going to put a little bit of black on the tip of the nose. Do I need... I should have probably waited a little bit for that color to dry. Anyways, it's fine. I think we're good. Okay. Do I want to use the green? Well, I'm going in with the green. So I'm going to give it a green color. And when painting with Distress Oxides, keep in mind if you go over the black line, it is going to kind of add a milky shade to that black line, so keep that in mind. I just need to erase my palette. Alrighty, so there's my little kitty. And then I'm going to bring in this one. So tips, tricks with it's kind of a water brush. This one definitely looks like it needs some water added because I can see all the color in there. But usually they come and they have a stopper in between. This one's weird. Anyways, it's not like my other ones. So this one is Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen. This one is a Wink of Stella Sparkle Pen. So they're built a little bit differently than the other ones. But the key is you push down here and it'll kind of come out. If you have, it'll fill this barrel up or this well up, and then it should color. You want to make sure that it's not going to like ooze color or explode color all over your thing. I usually don't squeeze mine very often, if ever. Like once you get it going, I kind of let it go. But if you have problems and it puddles, tap it off to the side, use a block and put it on there, and then pick up your color or your wetness from here. You can go and color this on a scratch piece of paper to get, you don't want it to be like dripping wet. You just want it to have a little bit of wetness to it, and so that way it's not gonna like ruin all your things. I say that with prior knowledge. Yeah, because you see all of this, that's because it exploded on my hand. Yeah, it is what it is. I hope we got most of that in shot because I wasn't paying attention again. Story. Now, since I cut it out, that's all I did off camera. So since I added that gold onto there, I think it would be fun to kind of add a gold, just a little bit of a gold border around this piece. So I'm just going to cut out a thin, you know, I say thin, but what did we do? That one was 2 by 3, so let's do this one at 2 1/4 is going to give me an 1/8 inch. 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. For this one, so that'll just give it kind of a soft, like a shiny little border on that one, and then it'll go with my little green and my green collar and the little gold medallion in the center. I need to find all my pieces. Okay, So now it's just a matter of assembling for the most part. We have most of it already done. This one, I think my little thing is down here, so I'm going to go with this one. Just kind of do a rip. And then I'm not really worried about the top part because it's going to hide underneath. So I'm just going to snip off the part I don't need on that one and grab myself a card base. So for card base, you could go with a green, you can go with white. There's not a whole lot of white left on this one, but I'm gonna go with the white and maybe we'll end up adding a little bit of tan to that one. I don't know. I guess the cat's got a little bit of white on it yet. Alrighty. So we're gonna start with this one here and just kind of center that on there as best we can. I don't know how we ended up, well, whatever. I'll just trim my card base down when I'm all done. Yeah. Tell me it's Minnesota winter without telling me it's a Minnesota winter. Oh, you know what? I put them. Not me, who's been reorganizing my desk and stuff. So I bought these ones at an angle because I thought it would be cooler to do it, you know, for the little pieces. I don't like them at an angle, I'm not gonna lie. And I get more use out of them if I just take my pliers and bend them straight so I can get my needle in there. You can buy them straight. I just ended up buying them not straight, and then after the fact decided I didn't like the angle and I wanted them straight. So I don't remember what the bottle's called, like the bottle tip thingy is called. I'm just going to trim off part of that because I want it to be centered, and my, you know, cutting job there is not necessarily the most centered thing. Okay, cutting slash tearing. If I'd have made it a smaller tear, like, you know, wouldn't have been as noticeable maybe. I don't know. Nobody needs to know. It's not a technical A2 card anymore. It's all good. I'm good with it. I hope you're good with it. Still too wild. I mean, it'd be cute on, I don't know. I have like 3 sheets of that. So either I will love this side, which will probably be me because the other's a little on the loud side for me. I think it's just little, like the pattern's little. Maybe if it was bigger, it wouldn't be so wow. Or I'm sure it has a, you know, little a t-shirt or something like that if I do some stamping and paper piecing, like when you stamp it and there's a shirt and then you cut out the shirt and then you paste the shirt back on. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so this one I'm going to kind of hang off the bottom here. Let me just go with, I'm going to cheat and use some score tape or some tape runner just to get it set on there, and then I can come back with my glue a little later on. It looks crooked, but I also don't have my glasses on today, and I decided I should probably wear my glasses when I cut paper because everything looks crooked. Alright, so that I think I want to do You're My Lucky Charm on there. Do I want to add that before or after? Well, I suppose I have to do this base first. This piece anyways, so then I can figure out where my placement is. Granted, you could place your pieces of paper on there where you think they're going to go, do your sentiment, and then glue down later. around your sentiment. Totally up to you on this one. I'm gonna go this route because I know how I roll. All right. So sentiments, I usually always bring in my stamp platform. I will do it with the block. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to do it with the block. But this way, if I don't get a great impression on it the first time, I can always stamp it a second time. Maybe I should have gone over a little bit with that one. Nope, we're good. I could do good luck there too. It looks crooked to me. Oh, it probably is. Okay. I wanted the other sentiment, but I maybe should have figured out my placement better. Okay, I'm going to go with good luck. It fits in the confines there. If I'd have moved this over just a little bit, I could have made the other one fit. But, you know, I glued it down. Learn from my mistakes. That's all I gotta say. All right. Okay. VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's my favorite for stamping sentiments. It works great for clear embossing on top of as well. So if you like that embossed look and you've watched the intro to embossing video that I did in this series, yep, you know how I do it. So even at this point, I would probably still decide, oh, I want to emboss it, and I would emboss it and hope for the best, especially with clear embossing ink, because usually you know, you might have a little bit of clear that sticks, but you're really not gonna see it, so it's not a big deal. I am gonna bring in my Teflon bone folder to kind of help the crease on my card because it's not staying flat very good. You can pick these ones up off of Amazon if you were interested. I would get a good Teflon bone folder. It won't leave stuff behind. I have many. This one is from Close to My Heart, which is no longer in business. It's an angled one. It works for certain things. It's not the greatest for, I don't know. It definitely burnishes the paper and makes it shiny. This one was in a 3-pack, and I think when I picked it up, we looked at them the other month, and they've gone up quite extensively. But it comes with this one, which is really nice for doing these two, especially if you have mobility issues on your hands. I like the bigger grip on this one, or the wider one, and it also came with the little circle one here. So if you're kind of trying to do some finer detail work or use your cutting pad as a scorer and you want to use something like that, those work well for those. Okay, wasn't planning on talking about that today, but there we have it. Okay, so for this one, because it is kind of bowed with the water, I'm going to bring in score style tape. You can definitely use tape runner for this one. You can definitely just use liquid glue and then just put a weight on top. But because I'm trying to do this one quickly and not have a lot of dry time for in between, I'm just going to do that way. And then of course I will add the liquid glue on top. The adhesive gives an instant stick that's going to stick. The added liquid glue is going to make sure it stays forever. So don't mess up. Okay, I'm glad we had this discussion. You can probably still remove it. You might just have to replace some paper, you know. You should probably just, you know, call it good and hope for the best. All right, so we have this one. I kind of want this one here. I could definitely go in with the little horseshoe. Stamp it in black. Do it right on top. Now I'll have to cut that way and just color it in with this one. Okay, that's what we're doing. I am going to use the Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink for this just because I don't have to heat set it. I could probably get away with using the VersaFine Onyx Black, which is good for watercoloring as well, and it would definitely be a one and done. Perfect for watercoloring. Let's see. I mean, I just don't want it. I don't want to have to wait for it to dry. I don't know if you have to wait for it to dry on that one. Usually it dries fairly quickly. Sometimes with Bristol Smooth it stays wet on top though. I got a dark enough, good enough impression, so I'm happy. And then I'm just going to bring in this one, and we're just going to go in and kind of fill that one in with that gold. Ta-da! See how I didn't? And I store mine upright, so the brush is up. I really don't like it when it kind of puts a big old mess on my project. Those are my tips for those. I don't think I have any other ones for those. If I missed any and you know any, you can comment with them below. If I think of any, I will put them on a future video. I don't know. Okay, you can also add water. Usually you can add water to them and get a little more life out of them, or just buy yourself a regular water brush and put Winsor & Newton iridescent watercolor medium in them and use it the same way. Alright, so there we have our good luck with the little kitty and the horseshoe and all the 4-leaf clovers. We can do the You're My Lucky Charm on the inside. I guess. I don't know. I could probably put St. Patrick's Day on the inside too, but that would mean I have to find the stamp set. I don't know where that one's currently located. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Distress Oxide ink to add my inside sentiment. I'm going to be dangerous and block stamp it and hope for the best. Again, if you mess it up and it doesn't copy very well, you can always cover it with cut a square, stamp it on a square, and put it over the top. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody needs to know. I know. No, just kidding. Nobody's really gonna know except for you, right? Unless, of course, you're videoing like I am, and then if they watch the video, they'll know that you messed up. It happens to me frequently. I'm good. And then I'm just gonna come in with the little one and kind of add a couple lighter ones around. I should put 7 or 13. I don't know. I kind of just like the 3. We'll go one up here, one up there. Okay. All right. And there is my completed, I don't like my inside stamping, but whatever. It is what it is. So there is my completed card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it was a fairly quick video, so, have a great Saturday or whatever day you're watching. Have a great week. And, keep getting inky. Bye.